welcome to the finale of the Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer Challenge Cup here on SpeedGaming. This is a continuation of the bronze medal match between RaikouRider and JonnyLink. Hi everyone, I'm LOZ Cards Fan 23, and joining me on the commentary is Diesel Pilot. When last we left you, JonnyLink was going up against RaikouRider, and unfortunately, due to some bad weather, we ended up losing RaikouRider's progress. JonnyLink was given game number 1, and it was determined by the tournament administrators that he is allowed to keep game number 1. So if he wins the next game, he will be our bronze medalist for 2020 of the Challenge Cup. So, Diesel Pilot, excited for game number 2?
Absolutely. I always love a game number 2, almost as much as I love a game number 3.
Well, game number 3 would be absolutely terrific here. So we'll find out if that indeed does happen. Again, JonnyLink up 1-0 here in this best of 3 series. This is the last match of the Challenge Cup, and we are underway, starting things with World 7, the Pipe Maze.
Oh, it's a wonderful way to start. Get a good look and see what different ways player strategies can diverge. And JonnyLink decides to go into a Piranha stage to start the game, gets going for the item, but gets sniped by a fire.
Yeah, so not the start that JonnyLink had envisioned here, but he'll give it another shot.
So you get all kinds of different timing on your jumps. You can use pause strats to move the munchers around like you need to, or what? Oh, nice jumping too. Excellent platforming.
Yep, but oh no, right off the top we see 5-9 on Raikou's side, and this appears to be unavoidable because it looks like we need to get past this to progress ourselves, but maybe JonnyLink has found a different path.
See, it does look like he's heading in the direction of that fortress. We don't know what that fortress will do.
Well, I think RaikouRider may have made the right decision, as that pipe only took JonnyLink to 3 different levels. There's only one fort, as noted by that panel 10, and JonnyLink is going to play it right now. It's 5F2.
5F2, wonderful fort to be trying out your P-speed strats. Probably the best way to get through this fort, because that lets you dodge all the potaboos that are jumping around. All you gotta do is make sure you don't land on a...
Yep, and RaikouRider gets through 5-9. Luckily, there were no bad enemies in the way. Auto-scrollers, for the most part, are turned off. However, there are 3 exceptions. That was one of them that you just saw right there. The other 2 exceptions are Atlantis and all of the coin heavens. Those are stayed on, and unfortunately for Raikou, he just found the pipe with a view, the old stealth pipe.
Oh, the place where you got absolutely nowhere to go. Now, we do see that there is a block or a locked door that's in the way there that is going to block off his maneuvers or his movement.
Now RaikouRider playing that same 5F2. Meanwhile, JonnyLink, he's trying his luck at the Piranha stage. Has to make sure he avoids the Paratroopa, and does so.
Sorry, I'm rethinking myself right now. Looks like I got a little bit disconnected with my with my stream. Oh, Raikou gets the star trying to climb up into the pipe. You can't do that when you're Big Mario.
Yeah, the only big Mario you can do that as is if you're Frog Mario, because when you're doing that somersault movement, you can't go up pipes, and you hate to see that, folks, but that's the way stars work here in Super Mario Bros. 3. He does take down Boom Boom, but JonnyLink has the lead. He's already at the airship, the World 6 airship, so it turns out that JonnyLink, after all, made the correct decision.
Indeed, Ludwig hit Fox. Nasty maneuver. Ludwig is not an earthquakey. He only takes 2 hits.
Fortunate for JonnyLink, yeah. When you saw RaikouRider there, he is manipulating the pause strats to change the position of those munchers there. Otherwise, he would be losing his Super Mario powers, and there's the hammer for Raikou.
Looks like Raikou's screen may have also demonstrated one of the sprite limitations. One of the fire piranhas did not shoot any fire.
Alright, so because it is World 7, we get the letter from Bowser, so we're not going to find out what that item is unless they check their inventory. And next up is World 4.
So World 4 typically has the need to build a bridge to get over to the castle, and this is just the same. Oh,
Yep.
we've got a coin.
Yep, and doing all the comms that I've done, it's actually a mandatory bridge that needs to be built each and every season. It's the same thing with World 5. There's always a bridge, but whether or not it needs to be built, that does vary from time to time. But in this, the bridge always has to be built.
As we see, JonnyLink gets a hammer from the coin ship. Good use. We have a couple of worlds still coming up where the hammer could be put into play.
Looks like we got a frog suit from Bowser. How about that?
Bowser just wants you to come in and have fun in the castle with the frogs.
Absolutely. JonnyLink gets through that stage, and now it's RaikouRider's turn against Ludwig von Koopa. Just a two-hitter, as you mentioned. No problem at all for Raiko. He'll be moving on to the same world. And JonnyLink now in 3F1.
So taking damage, he's going to go check the door 5 item to see what he has. He gets a star. He may be able to get an insta-kill if he's quick enough on this platforming area to get to Boom Boom. Let's see how he goes.
He's got a shot. He gets it.
Nice. Gets the bro.
All right, so JonnyLink continuing to keep that lead. That was a well-played 3F1. Unfortunately, that was not the fort that built the bridge. So he's going to have to play the second fort, and another easy one. It's the World 2 fort.
And it was not a situation where he had a choice of the forts. They're definitely in sequence unless he wanted to spend a cloud to guess. But no point in that, so we're not going to see that choice come into play.
Nah, and he really can't spend a cloud because even if he used the cloud there, he would need a second cloud to skip the 3F1.
Oh, that's right. Yes, he'd have to come right on back through it anyway.
Pretty much a mandatory double fort play here before.
Raikou picking up a hammer also, so he'll have his opportunity to use it later on, see what opportunities he decides to put it into play with. He's got a hammer brother, though, another boomerang brother to do on the large world arena.
Yep, he's got his Jugum Cloud now, and JonnyLink has just completed the Spike Fort, but that didn't brid the... Whoa!
There's a third fort.
He didn't look at all directions. It turns out this is a 3-fort World 4, and the third fort is the one that's going to build the bridge. So if RaikouRider becomes a little bit more observant, he may gain some time on JonnyLink.
Wouldn't have even thought to check for a third fort also. You just don't think that that's one of the things that would be...
JonnyLink just got through the Party Mix Hammer Brothers hand stage, and it turns out all of the hand stages give out anchors, and they could be just about anything. They can't, of course, be warp whistles, nor can they be hammers.
So with that in the play, we will be able to see what this is. It's going to be the same item every time. It's just a wild card item, so we won't know what it is, but it'll also be the same for...
And it turns out that the golden ticket is 5F1. JonnyLink just about ready to wrap things up. And unfortunately, RaikouRider falling into the same trap that JonnyLink fell into, so he's going to be ending up playing all 3 forts.
Also gets a little, just barely touches that spike, so loses his mushroom. He'll be entering Boom Booms.
Ooh, and he missed the jump. That was a close call there. RaikouRider nearly bought it there, but does take down Boom Boom. Meanwhile, JonnyLink now in the, what do you know, the World 4A ship.
Call Fred.
Right. So we've got, if you thought the hitbox on JonnyLink was crazy when he was up against Luddy Von Koopa, now he's got the very crazy hitbox of Iggy.
RaikouRider trying to check for any power-ups in any of the blocks that give power-ups. Doesn't find any, but does skillfully dodge the Fire Brothers, but he's got some more to dodge. Here he is in the hand stage.
A break for our runners, as it turns out Iggy Koopa just a one-hitter. Unfortunately for RaikouRider, he's missing the mark on Sledgehammer Bow, but finally does take him down and will get his anchor now.
Very nice dodging there on that one. It was close calls if you...
Close calls? Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious, and don't call me Shirley.
What do we get? A leaf, not bad. Next up is World 2.
JonnyLink starting out with 4F2 in World 2. The nice, the Donut Fort.
The Donut Fort, yes indeed. So, this one is mandatory because, as you can see, ahead of that fortress was a lock. So this is another one of those mandatory forts. Even if you had a Jugum Cloud, it's going to do you no good.
Using the little loft on the raccoon tail to get him past the hotfoots without taking any damage. Nicely done. JonnyLink takes down Boom Boom as well, so he's
JonnyLink off to a reasonably comfortable lead early on, and now he's going to check this pipe. Based on looking at the map, it should take him very close to the end. Let's see where it takes him exactly.
RaikouRider, I don't know if you saw, he did some nice dodging of the jet engine blast there, nearly avoiding taking or losing his the small Mario.
Yeah, those are some very nifty moves there, and down goes the one hitter. JonnyLink is going to opt to use the Jugum Cloud to skip panel 4 and go right to the airship, which is the World 5 airship.
And a very good decision, I believe. That you never know what that level's going to be. It's not going to be 5-9, of course, but Atlantis is still in play, as well as a lot of other long stages like 5-3. So that could, we won't know unless RaikouRider plays it, but that could have been a very good.
It was an absolutely fantastic decision, as Morton Salt Koopa was off the sodium, just another one-hitter. So we've had a two-hitter and two one-hitters for the first 3 worlds.
Not even iodized salt.
No, not even close. So JonnyLink going to be moving on to the 4th world. Meanwhile, RaikouRider's now in 4F2, the Donut 4th, only 4 to World 2 this time around.
It looks like he's trying to manipulate that boost so he can get around and make his jump, and also manipulates a hotfoot, sends it.
And we have World 5 next, and it doesn't look like the bridge is going to be mandatory this time around, as we do see a pipe. But first, JonnyLink going to have to tackle 2-5.
2-5, the natural home of most of the chain chomps in the vanilla game, still has the chain chomps in this as well. They're still attached to their blocks, but they're not giving JonnyLink any trouble. He snags the star without any.
All right, so next up, he's going to take the pipe now. Could that fort be required? Well, there is the... Ooh! That is the Paradox pipe. JonnyLink is going to take the intentional 100-coin fine. He now knows that fort is required, so... And it's... What an intuitive move there from JonnyLink.
Nice call. He knows that Fort Knox is still in play. He knows that Fort Knox can be a big decision. A lot of time lost if he doesn't, and so P-Wing in.
Yep, 7F1. JonnyLink making all the right moves here. Down goes Boom Boom, so that will build the bridge, and he'll be moving on.
Oh, Raikou in the World 5 airship took a cannonball right to the face, loses his raccoon tail, so he's going to have to face Slow Salt Morton on just a big Mario suit, but he gets it done.
Correction, it turns... Well, actually, that fort broke the lock. That did not build the bridge. This fort here is going to build the bridge, but if he has another Jugum Cloud, he may not have to play it.
Let's see, he's got... With the tail and going through the pyramid, that means he doesn't have to mess with trying to pick up the beetles, so he's getting a little bit quicker maneuvering through it, a little bit less.
Now, for those of you just joining us, this is the continuation of the bronze medal match, the final match of the Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer Challenge Cup, excuse me. We actually crowned our winner last night. It was Zodiac Dread who took home the gold in the Challenge Cup over Yorpslis.
Did you see that match between those two? Both of them were very close. The last one, I think, was less than 30 seconds.
No, I did not see it because, unfortunately, after I was done with work, I crashed for the night. But JonnyLink, nice moves with the tail in World 1's fort, and it turns out it is a P-Wing, and that's the reason why he got the item. So that bridge is never going to be built because, by logic, we know it's not required. Panel 6 is up next. Oh, boy. 7-8, Piranha Alley.
Another great level to have the tail for. You can kind of float and fly over most of it.
Meanwhile, RaikouRider doesn't play the fort now. He could gain some time if there is no lock in the way, but RaikouRider is playing the tower. We know it's not required unless, well, we're going to find out after RaikouRider completes, but we know this is not required.
Yeah, I'm curious what what the decision is. Was there another pipe on the map that he could have been thinking he was going to? He would make it shorter. No, there's not. It's
Yeah, I'm a little baffled by this decision here. JonnyLink's now in the World 2 airship, and Roy Koopa will be waiting for him at the end. RaikouRider now down to Small Mario. There is some nasty enemies at this finish line, and oh boy, we'll see what happens here, as one hit this time isn't enough. 2 hits, it's our strongest Koopa yet. 3 hits it is.
3 hits, and he goes down. So Vanilla Roy, but except for he doesn't have an earthquake, so that'd be kind of maybe a French Vanilla Roy.
Yeah, and unfortunately, yes. Oh, you hate to see it, folks, but that was an ill-advised move by RaikouRider, because, yeah, you hate to see it, folks.
I think he's going to use a P-Wing or something here to finish this a lot more quickly. There we go.
So, yeah, it turns out, once again, JonnyLink making the correct call by playing Fort Knox. And we didn't see what the item was from Princess. And once again, it's Paradox time. Play the fort south of you or skip it. And we have 4-2. Oh, we got the glitched boss pass, which turns into a big Goomba. I love that.
Oh, you got sprites going crazy all over the place.
You gotta love it. All right.
6502 coding.
Now RaikouRider, taking the Paradox pipes, is going to now go into this pipe. So we're never going to know if Fort Knox was required. It may not have been. Of course, if there was a lock guarding, the end, then absolutely it was required. But we're never going to know that.
JonnyLink checking a pipe finds himself with a little bit of skippage here, and he's deciding whether he wants to play one of the forts, the hammers, or the airship.
Kind of a French vanilla situation, so we do have the Carpet Fort 6F3, but it's well far away from its normal position on the map.
And expertly hits those maneuvers, dodging. Oh, except for that disco waffle there.
Okay, it does turn out, and I actually didn't see this, my apologies. The fort actually was required. There was a lock guarding the progress, and says hammers do not break locks in these particular flags. They had to play the fort anyway.
Okay, so RaikouRider uses a cloud to skip the fort and also finds himself in 7-8. Doesn't have the tail that JonnyLink ended up starting it with, so he's going to have to play it through the gauntlet here of Piranha.
Yeah, this does not look good for RaikouRider, because now he's back to small, and those piranhas, they're lining up in sync. This is going to be difficult. Does get by, though.
Nicely done. And gets a star, so this will speed it up really well.
Yeah, he's probably going to go down the pipe, I would imagine, especially with the boss pass there.
Oh, yeah, get him out of the way. We don't need him right now. JonnyLink doing the nice couple of double jumps onto some the rocky wrenches in the.
I don't remember. This might be the first time. That's the first time I've seen the 1-ups be out of position. Because normally you have a Hammer Brothers suit there, but we have randomized all that, and the 3 1-ups were there, which was not the best situation for RaikouRider, but luckily the end of the level was pretty tame.
He got through it nicely. Yes, he did. There were a couple of those really large question blocks in the vanilla game that would give 3 1-ups, and it was also one of the only situations in which more than one power-up could appear on the screen. I don't know what they did to make it happen, but that's also a...
Yeah, I believe, yes. Those 2 positions were 4F2 and 5-2. That's what had the 3 1-ups.
Right, yes. 4F2, if you go through the really long World 7-2 version.
Oh, and we have Atlantis, the other undesirable auto-scroller, and unfortunately, there goes the Tanuki suit.
I would say this is the time to use a hammer, and he does.
But he's going to use his other Tanuki suit. Get your commands out in chat as RaikouRider pulled off the Tanuki ending, and we now have 3-4.
Well done, and he does pull the second Tanuki suit out of the letter from the princess.
Ooh, nice usage of the Cheep Cheep there to get across the chasm and not fall into the lake.
So RaikouRider now in 4-2s, making his way through. He doesn't have the glitches that that JonnyLink had earlier.
Not this time, as JonnyLink is done with 3-4. RaikouRider going to wrap up his stage as well, the 4-2 stage. And now JonnyLink, speaking of World 3, we're in another World 3 area. This is 3-1.
All right. Unlike Atlantis, this is a much more tame stage, and you can even get P-speed up here and skip a significant portion of the underwater part.
Yep, made a good use of that tail there, and is finished with 3-1. Is now RaikouRider in 6F3. JonnyLink treats us to some fireworks, folks. He's got the triple stars.
Might not be a bad idea. We still have some nasty levels like 8-1 coming up that we haven't seen yet. So it could be a good opportunity to collect some extra lives just in case madness ensues later on.
Well, panel 9 versus panel 6. JonnyLink taking panel 6, and it's 5-1.
Oh, so we've had both of our main chain chomp levels here.
I don't see 5-1 very often, so it's nice to see this one.
And he could have opted for the item that is in the pipe at the top of 5-1, decides not to. It's a little difficult to get to it without a P.
World 7's airship, and we have Lemmy the circus juggling shrimpy Koopa at the end.
So pick up that fire flower, so you can hopefully keep it to use it on Lemmy if he's not too nasty with the ball.
Here's RaikouRider's turn at the Super Tanks level. Should be able to get through this rather quickly. JonnyLink taking his time, making sure that he doesn't fall, take the long fall of shame, wants to keep that fire flower suit intact, and here we go with the fight. Yeah, he's going for the fire kill, and I don't blame him in this terrain. Perfect kill.
Excellently, masterfully done. Knocks out Lemmy really quick, and he only got one ball on the screen, so you can't ask for much better than.
Not at all. So RaikouRider completes the Super Tanks level, so he'll be on his way to the next. And we've just got a couple of worlds left before World 8, 1 and 3.
RaikouRider was pondering whether he would play one of those two airships, and does go and pick one up so he can make his way through the level.
Ooh. Short of that jump there, but no matter, he's got it, and he'll pick up his star. World 1 with, well, looks like both forts are required. 2 locks in the way, and JonnyLink, I guess it's the last time this season that he's going to be in the Navy. Yes, he's going to sail the 7 seas, put his mind at ease, and break this lock. And RaikouRider now in Atlantis, and he's going to play it out.
Yeah. I suppose, depending on what he's got ahead of him, what his options are, maybe the best choice.
And we want you as the new recruit to play Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer. So there goes one of the locks, and he'll pick panel 3, which is 3-6.
3-6, a nice level. This was one that was de-auto-scrolled for your convenience.
Yep, and RaikouRider again playing it out. I mean, I don't know if he still had hammers left, but he could have opted for the hammer to break the boulder, but he's opting not to use it here as JonnyLink gets through 3-6, and that's all. Well, the Cobra making a good point that he may opt to double boulder World 3, and if it turns out to be a great shortcut, then Raikou could gain some time back. So it's a high-risk, high-reward situation. We'll see if it pays off for Raikou. Is JonnyLink getting stuck here in 4F1?
Narrowly avoids getting swamped there the second time. That little have to duck through the small block low clip.
Next up is 3-4 for RaikouRider. The boom boom fight now for JonnyLink, getting his tail back, and down he goes.
Well, RaikouRider was not able to use the cheap as JonnyLink did to get through that lake there, so he had to use the coins, but gets through it just fine. And Lakitu appears and will turn into coins here in a moment.
Well, speaking of Lakitu, from one Lakitu to another, we are now at 4-4, but unfortunately JonnyLink mistiming the boost and is going to have to take the dip.
Now, Lakitu loves to snipe Marios on this next panel right here in this next region after he comes in underneath, climbing the stairway to the exit.
Yeah, because Lakitu, unlike Super Mario 1, he really throws those spiny eggs at a very fast rate.
JonnyLink gets out of it unscathed and clears it, and he'll be on his way.
And RaikouRider gets through 3-1. He's up to 8 extra lives. JonnyLink has 10 extra lives. We have a coin chip upcoming, and he'll get another item provided he can clear the 2 Boomerang Brothers. As Raikou's now in 5-1. One more Boomerang Bro, but just like Raikou, short of the jump, but does get through it, and there's a hammer.
So I believe I did see another hammer in his inventory a moment ago. So he would have 2. There we go.
You know what that means? Do you know what that means, though?
That means double hammer in World 3. Both of them are going to take it.
That just neutralized RaikouRider's gamble there, so we now know it has backfired.
Oh, yeah. That's absolutely true. He's going to end up having an extra hammer and nothing to...
Yep, and a very thick and beefy maximum HP Earthquake Larry Cheatsy Koopa, and JonnyLink takes him down.
Oh, Larry had some attitude today, but he doesn't get anything.
Yep, I was hoping to see that with Wendy Koopa, but she's going to be a side salad. I'm calling it right now. One hitter. All right, here's the Lemmy fight for Raikou. And she's a shrimp after all!
Oh, one hit, Lemmy.
You gotta love that.
Not a whole lot of time lost on it, but still, it was when surprises get...
Music box, and JonnyLink going to play. This appears to be 5-7.
Now that pipe there could also invalidate the whole benefit of the double hammer anyway.
True. We'll know in due time as JonnyLink clears the 5-7, and there's also 2 forts, so there's always that possibility that even if we have the double hammer, it may not matter if we have to break a lock that's guarding Wendy's.
RaikouRider now doing his sale of the 7 Cs.
What do you know? You were right. And I was right, too, on the lock.
Well, every now and then, even a blind scroll finds enough.
Yep, and 3F2 is now where JonnyLink is going to play. He's hoping this is the one that's going to break the lock. There's one other fort, so it's a 50-50 chance at this point.
Getting through the first of the swimming stages, no trouble. Doing the precision maneuver. Oh, goes through the middle of the stretch boost and gets a 1 hit there. Oh, narrowly avoids a second.
Yep. Both RaikouRider does get through 3-6. JonnyLink with the boom boom fight here, and that is all.
No trouble. So RaikouRider played the same level. We won't know what was behind panel number 4 in World 1.
All right, moment of truth time. Is 3F2 the golden ticket like it is more often than not? Not this time.
Not this time.
So, unfortunately, the 50-50 turned out to be the wrong 50, and there we go. That whole double hammer situation proved to be for naught.
And that also puts 4-3 into play here. Oh, nice combination with putting the bombs right out in the middle of it as well. Interesting enemies.
Yeah, very interesting enemy set indeed, as JonnyLink finds a star behind that question block. Raikou done with both forts here. He's going to now play 4-4. We'll see if he can get that damage boost that JonnyLink couldn't. He's not going to go for it.
Not even going for it, no. Just playing it straight.
Not a problem, but JonnyLink does get through 4-3, and let's see what the required fort is. I'll bet you it's 7F2. Let's take a look.
That would be sadly typical. Nope, 8-1.
That was close, but no cigar. World 8 is our golden ticket to break the lock at Wendy's Castle.
Well, that also probably means that 7F2 is waiting in World 8 to cause trouble.
That's for sure, because we haven't seen it yet, and I think we've played just about everything else. So, yeah, there's still, I know, 6F1, 6F2, 7F2. Yeah, I think we're probably going to see it in World 8 unless it turns out to not be required.
Definitely possible, depending on the layout of the bridges. JonnyLink wasn't able to get the 1 cycle. He's going to check, see, maybe we'll... it gets a Fire Flower. Not... Well, it's better than a 1-up or a Leaf.
You know, I think I think every fort that we have seen has been required. So I think I know what we're going to see in World 8. 6F1, 6F2, 7F2, and the Air Force.
That sounds right. We haven't seen any of those yet, and I believe you're right. So here we go. JonnyLink making his way through. Time to check pipes and go visit with.
RaikouRider takes down Larry Koopa in World 6, so he'll be moving on to World 7. This is actually the first time I've kept track of all the forts because we've played them all. This is one of those seeds.
Maybe we ought to get some work on a tracker for SMB3 random.
Yeah, because then we could all play along, say, okay, these worlds are left. What do you think is going to be here in World 8? What do you think are going to be the 4? Well, we know what the 4 are. All right, here comes the Wendy fight. JonnyLink trying for the fire kill. But Wendy's having none of it.
Oh. Loses it, and now to 3 hits.
Oh, and there's that hitbox coming into play. 4-hitter. Oh, son of Baconator for Wendy this time around. Very nice fight, though, for JonnyLink. He'll be moving on to World 8.
Go ahead and upgrade her just a little bit based on the fact that she knocked out the Fire Flower alone. She came in with some added.
All right, let's make it a couple of Baconators. Why not? All right, people in chat, predict how many bridges it is going to take to build the path to Bowser's Castle for the last time this season. Maybe.
Let's see. I'm going to go with 1. That's my magic number.
1 seems like a good guess. I'm going to go for 2 bridges here. So we get another music box. Somebody's been playing her oldies. And there it is, as advertised, 7F2, and JonnyLink is saying no to that.
All right, had some issues with that fire, bro.
All right, so we're taking a look at the map. I still don't see any locks. That's interesting. And we do have 6F1, so we're 2 for 2.
Wasn't able to get the mushroom, so he's going to take the bolt lift ride. Yeah, it's
a dangerous move to try to go for that power, because if you
Absolutely.
go for it, you're probably, unless you know how to do it, you're probably taking that lava bath.
I've seen some people try to do on their own streams, just practice getting that one.
Ooh, and JonnyLink getting the infinite star here, so he's going to easily get the bro kill here on Boom Boom. Nice job.
Bye, Boom Boom.
By the way, simultaneous Boom Boom kills for the win.
Absolutely.
Well, there's a lock that just got broken, and there's another lock, so we know it's 2, 1, or 0, and we're 3 for 3. Here's the Air Force.
Off we go into the wild blue yonder. Mario climbs high into the sun.
Absolutely here. So, JonnyLink figuring that this is probably going to be required. He's hoping 7F2 is not going to be required, but we will see in due time. As RaikouRider now making his way into 4-3. JonnyLink in a pretty good spot right now. If he wins this, he will be our bronze medalist for this year's Challenge Cup.
Raikou's still managing to make good moves through 4-3. Even though he's small, he gets the star and gets nice jumps, gets out of there. JonnyLink checking around, finds another pipe. Let's see what we.
That was the pipe he had just come out
of.
Turns out
that's
that did not break any locks, so it either broke another lock, and there it is, 6F2. We're 4 for 4. All right, so after this, he will go into the next area, which I assume is probably going to be the hand bridge. This looks like one of these chain reaction linear World 8s where you pretty much have to play everything.
Play everything. I kind of prefer that to the ones where you have somebody that just gets lucky and, well, that's how they do it. You really have to show off your skills and navigate the.
I love that name that Starman Zero just came up with for 6F2. Elsa's Swamp Paradise. I love it. Oh, Raikou can't get the 1 cycle. Tough break.
I have to put that one onto the list.
Yes, I totally agree, 100%. All right, so JonnyLink going to check this pipe. He's done with 6F2, and well, would you look at that? 7F2 is required because that takes him to a dead end. So this 7F2 is going to break the lock unless it broke the other lock and there's only one bridge. Well, we're going to see. He's checking.
Making his moves.
It does not break the lock. Or no,
there
there's
it
another
is.
lock. There's another lock. There's 2 locks. So you know what that means? Only one bridge.
One of those is going to be it. Yep, only one.
And it means it's already been built, too.
I just got to find the pipe to get to it.
But
And
hold everything. Nope, this is 8-2. JonnyLink doesn't have to play it.
Yep.
Guess what? 7F2 is required. Do you want to know why?
because 7F2 is the one that breaks that lock.
Breaks the lock that takes us to
the
Bowser's
pipe.
Castle. Yep, that is exactly right. Because if you look at this map, there's no other routes. So JonnyLink now knows the bad news. He has to play 7F2 because that's going to break the lock to get us to Bowser's Castle. So it's either one bridge or it is no bridges. So I'm wrong. You might be right. And one of the people in chat might be right as well, as RaikouRider takes down Wendy. So this could give RaikouRider maybe an opportunity. However, I still do believe, just based on the layout of that dark area in World 8, I think they're all required.
JonnyLink narrowly keeps the star enough to take on that last piranha.
That was a close call. And as you can see in JonnyLink's inventory, he really doesn't have much left.
He's down to just... Well, he had a star that he just used. Was that a hammer suit that he... And then that music box.
Yeah, and he's saving that... yeah, the music box is obviously out of play. As JonnyLink will be able to get through the rest of this top part. Needs to make the SMB3R jump. And RaikouRider doing the same thing that JonnyLink says. He sees S7F2, says, no way. Can't fault him. Oh, no! The disco waffle in that second tunnel of love takes down JonnyLink, and that could give RaikouRider a little bit of an opening.
So RaikouRider also said nope and noped out of 7F2 at the beginning, but he's now in Elsa's frozen swamp.
Yep. Elsa's Swamp Paradise. I love that name. It's a good name. So JonnyLink going to try the Piranha Fort again here, as RaikouRider just about done with 6F2. 2-3 hits. Oh, let him get away. Now Raikou's in trouble.
He's going to have to... Oh, he gets dive bombed. Wasn't able to maneuver out of it.
Wow. You hate to see it, folks. You really hate to see it. I can't remember the last time I've seen a contestant lose to a Boom Boom.
Boom Boom, it's one of those things that's either easy or it's very hard.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Dracula fight in Castlevania 2. If you use, your gold knife and flame whip, it's an easy fight because he never gets to unleash his attacks. But if you try to do it with the holy water or the dagger kill, that's when you get to see his full fury. It's the same thing with Boom Boom, practically.
Now Raikou tries it again with the Tanuki suit, and this time has no trouble.
Now JonnyLink has found the way out. This is Bowser's Castle, and it turns out there were no bridges. So if you said 0, you were correct.
Takes a hammer suit, does a nice P-speed jumps over the statues.
JonnyLink tried to get the clip one time, didn't get it, so he's going to take the natural route to get here. So we'll see if he's able to hold on to that Hammer Brothers suit, which will make the Bowser fight much more swift. Gets the everyman's clip. Let's see if he goes. Yeah, first try. That's what we always like to see. Get that validation 1-up. That means you did it the first try. Try to do the clip one time is now going to go through the door, and hopefully there are not too many fireballs to get in his way. JonnyLink going to take it nice and easy to start.
Looks like he's doing slowly to try to spawn the fireball so he knows where to...
Laser beam? No laser. Oh, what a tame floor there. So hi Bowser and bye Bowser.
Bye, Bowser.
That's all. Get your GGs out for JonnyLink. He is the winner and your bronze medalist for this year's Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer Challenge Cup.
Excellent play by JonnyLink. And here he is. He finishes now with an official SRL time of 38 minutes, 15 seconds.
Great run there for JonnyLink. He is your winner and takes it 2-0.
Absolutely nicely done. So we've got RaikouRider still managing to work his way through World 8. We'll check see if JonnyLink is going to be able to join us in
And RaikouRider sees the unfortunate news that he has no choice but to play 7F2. Turns out it was required, so he's going to have to play it.
7F2 is always a dirty level. It's just cruel, but does demonstrate that, or if the players get through it, you've definitely earned it. And we will have JonnyLink joining us in a moment. Although Raikou had lucky that star was going to go the other direction, I believe. He gets down through it, and now he's into the second. Nicely done there. That was some nasty setup there.
Right.
Almost went down.
Stand by for a moment. RaikouRider is taking that boom, and we do have our winner link here in the commentator's booth. GG, a well-played race for you, and you are our third-place finisher in this year's Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer.
Lost you there for a
Challenge
minute,
Cup.
but hello.
Yeah, well done.
Thank you.
Congratulations, JonnyLink. So very well done. Navigated through the overworld levels and well executed through.
Yep, and RaikouRider is now ready to take on Bowser's Castle himself. You took a lead in the beginning of the game because you routed World 7 better than Raikou did, and you pretty much led wire to wire on the back of that.
Yeah, I thought that World 8 was going to do me in. As soon as I saw the Piranha Fort at first, I was like, I don't want to do that.
Clip there from Raikou, so that looks pretty cool. Yeah, unfortunately, this was just one of those World 8s, which I mean, fortunately for you, because it meant no chance of a comeback. This was one of those World 8s you pretty much had to full clear. There was just no way around it.
Yeah, it was pretty rough.
It was very well done the whole way through. See, it looked like you did go in World 6. You used your hammer on a block, and that took you down from 2 hammers to 1, but it turned out that the World 3 double hammer strategy just wasn't going to be anything that was in play.
Ooh, Raikou took the bottom path, and it turns out the bottom path is more dangerous than the top path.
Oh,
So much for that theory that the top path was the worst. So much for that theory. We just shanked it out the window. There were 6 fireballs, and I think there were only 3 fireballs in the top path. Neither one had the laser beam, at least. But dang,
Only 3 that I saw.
crazy.
Yeah, top seemed a little easy.
Yeah, the Bowser fight's easier for bottom because you have more room to knock him into the pit. But yeah, in this case, bottom path wasn't the way to go. So we need one more ground pound, and RaikouRider can call it a day. Man, that was a troll fireball. So is that one, and there he goes. Get your GGs out for RaikouRider. A valiant effort in game number 2, but it is not enough. JonnyLink, your bronze medalist for the Randomizer Challenge Cup for Super Mario Bros. 3.
Woohoo!
So, JonnyLink, any other thoughts about the seed in general? What do you think about both the 7-9, which unfortunately RaikouRider ended up playing? You ended up missing, or not 7-9, but 5-9, which you actually ended up missing altogether, and that was what gave you that lead that you didn't relinquish.
Yeah, I didn't even see that, and I almost accidentally played Atlantis, and I was like, wait, I can hammer through this.
Yeah, we saw that once you saw Atlantis, unfortunately, you had lost the Tanuki suit. He just took that was the quickest plummet I've ever seen a Tanuki do in all the commentary I've done. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I honestly wasn't sure. I went in there and I was like, wait, is this the level I can hammer past? And I had to like think for a second, and I'm like, I don't want to waste the suit, but luckily it was, and I was able to skip it.
And here we do have our runner-up RaikouRider here in the commentator's booth with us. GG, a valiant effort this afternoon, but it just wasn't enough.
No, the problem was I just anti-meted super hard.
Yeah, you anti-meted when you should have meted. Pretty much.
Remember, you know it, not just in this tournament, but in every tournament, you know that advice that I always give people.
Right.
I watched your VOD back, and I saw there was no way I was beating him in a straight competition. Who was in his group? That's what I want to know. Is who was it? Johnny, who was in your group?
Cal, Gamer Cal. Man, I can't remember anything right now. 2 other people.
Just a moment, I'll be looking that up.
I don't know. I got like 3 hours of sleep last night. I can't think of anything.
Oh, I had a lot more. I had at least as much. But that's here nor there to discuss.
Yeah, that's basically what happened this race. Is I just anti-meted.
Yep. And that's because it started right from the beginning when you had played at 5-9, and it turns out you didn't need to play it at all.
Yeah, that was a conscientious decision.
Yeah. So
and then I rolled my eyes when I used the cloud to skip a random fort, and then found Atlantis later. I played both autoscrollers.
Yeah, that was a rough one.
5-9 was mandatory, of course, but Atlantis, yeah, there was the option to hammer around it. And then we had that groan moment when we saw that later on there was it a Hammer Brother or the Princess Letter that gave another hammer.
That was another conscientious decision.
Yeah, we figured why you made that move. You wanted to save your hammers for World 3 and do the double boulder break, and it turns out, number one, the princess gave you another hammer, so JonnyLink had 2 hammers going into that world, and number 2, it wasn't the right move anyways.
Oh. I mean, sometimes it's the way of the randomizer, though. You get your strategies, try to figure out how you want to play it, and then sometimes the randomizer just says, nope, that's not how it's going today.
Oh, and World 8 had 0 bridges again. Oh yeah, did you notice I met it against Piranha Fort too?
Yes.
So did JonnyLink.
Yep.
So did JonnyLink.
Yep.
And it turns out you had to play 7F2 because it broke the lock that got you to Bowser's Castle. So even though there were no bridges, you pretty much had to play full clear World 8 because it was just one of those linear World 8s where you had to play everything that was in your way to progress.
So I think, Raikou, you did decide, I think that was an intentional decision for both of you, actually, when you saw 7F2 to nope out of that one and try something else.
That was, if I wasn't down a game, I would have played that fort.
Okay.
Because I'm one of those people that I will play every fort I see. Under normal circumstances.
I can appreciate that. I figure typically a fort's gonna be there for a reason, unless you know that there's just a way to skip it or something.
Exactly.
I understand the decision to just play right through it and take. But World 8 though is always a little bit of a labyrinth, and you never really know what's going to be required. So.
Well, it wasn't just in World 8; it was the entire time.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. So that's what you mean by the anti-meted.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant by getting anti-meted. Is Laz does commentary for a lot of other randomizers and understands the idea of if you feel like you are outclassed in a match, take the second best route. Right,
and yeah, that's in a lot of other type of gaming. It's one of those game theory concepts of how do you go and what advantages do you have to win.
Because if it's like a jet seed, there's no way you're gonna beat somebody who's better at execution. I feel like I executed my route almost perfectly.
I would agree. It looked like you did it very well in that regard. Your official, so yeah, we do have an official time for you, 42:24. Let's see, about 4
I think that's like my highest time of the tournament.
Yeah,
I think.
I don't have your entire thing in front of me. I think Macobra was on stream, so you might be able to look it up. But yeah, still for randomizer, it's one of those things. It's just I guess what class are you in, and It's you got your opponent. In this case, JonnyLink executed very well and routed. His routing was superb. So just one of those things that happens with gaming. But hey, still a great display, and congratulations.
Well, thanks. I'm kind of glad this is over because SMZ3 starts Monday, and that's a tournament with a big time commitment. It's also probably the rando I'm most competitive in.
All right, well, I'll be looking for you then on that one. I haven't watched that much, but I have seen a couple of them. My mind gets blown by it, but I still love to see.
It's so fun. It's so fun.
So, and there is a...
The decision trees are insanely complicated.
I would imagine so. I've like I said, my mind gets blown by it, and I can't imagine anybody that's if you get the oh yeah, sorry, thanks chat for clarifying that. Yeah, so SMZ3 is a combination randomizer with Super Metroid and A Link to the Past, Zelda: A Link to the Past. So it's a wild game to see.
And there's also the Zelda 1 random percent tournament going on as well, which, yeah.
Yep, I expect to be doing some commentary for that tournament as it progresses along as well. So.
And that's like my number 2. That's my number 2 most competitive. So my 2 best games are coming up. Hopefully, I'll be able to put on a little bit better of a performance. But just in future years, I kind of just expect to be down here in bottom bracket, just because of how much the competition has improved this year. There was a huge step up in the competition this year.
I would agree. I saw some excellent work through. Let's see, we had 44 players, and I didn't see one of them that I thought was slots by any regard. So that was a great competition, and it was fun to be a commentary on it. I loved hosting.
Thanks. I wish I could have done more commentary for the tournament, but it's been busy and it's been nuts.
No worries. We all have our lives to lead. So, JonnyLink, do you have anything else you'd like to?
It's a good game, and thanks for having me and everyone. It's really fun. I love it. Can't wait for next year.
Thanks. Johnny, would you be interested in one more race later today?
I have a bingo race in a couple of hours. What time are you thinking?
Tell you what. The weather's supposed to start acting up at like about 4 hours from now, so I'll shoot you a message then. Then we can do one more race because of the power outage stupidity.
Yeah, if I'm not still doing bingo, I'll do that.
All right. I'll shoot you a message about 4 hours from now then.
Sounds good.
All right, I have no further questions. GG to the both of you. Great job in the tournament, and we hope to see you all in next year's tournament.
Indeed, absolutely. It was, like I said, very well played. I enjoyed being part of it, and I hope that all you viewers enjoyed watching it. Good luck. So, taking a look around at what we got going on the rest of the day on Speed Gaming. Laws, so anything that you're particularly interested in? I know we got the Super Mario Kart Grand Finals going on.
Well, this is interesting. I'm looking at the schedule right now, and hopefully I'm not seeing things, but it looks like at 6 p.m. Eastern, this should be a good one. The SMZ3 crowd control. You got to love yourself a good crowd control where you get to toy with the players trying to beat the randomizer seeds. Oh, that should be good.
Oh, man, I can see some evilness coming out of that one.
Oh, I don't know if you've ever seen crowd controls before, but yeah, people, depending on how, depending on what the game is, how big the stream is, and, it's going to be big on Speed Gaming, they are going to troll the living daylights out of these runners.
So it's going to be fun. I think I'm going to have to put a little reminder for that one up. So we've also got Super Metroid multi-category starting right now, actually, on a couple of our other Speed Gaming channels. Link to the Past Randomizer Season 2 is moving along through in full stride. Saw some Final Fantasy tournament going on as well. And then there's Pac-Man World 2, something I have not yet taken a look at. So I might have to put my head on that one as well.
Oh, nice. All right. So, yeah, lots of different events going on. We've got, of course, the Zelda Random Percent Tournament going on. It's happening both on SpeedGaming and Randomizer Network, so make sure you're checking your listings on all of those races, because that's another exciting tournament where you might have a seed that's done in, just a matter of like 20, 30 minutes, and then you might have something that lasts over 2 hours. You just never know what you're going to get on Random Percent.
Absolutely. I would invite anybody that's still a viewer to give a follow to our runners, RaikouRider and JonnyLink. And also, of course, my partner, Lost Cards Fan, who you do quite a few different randomizers and other games.
Yes, indeed. Of course, like I had mentioned, the Zelda Random Percent Tournament, of course, I've done Zelda 1 and Zelda 2 as well, a bunch of other things, but yeah, it's hard to believe another Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer tournament has come and gone here on SpeedGaming.
Indeed. And I don't have anything else really that I'd like to add. So at this point, I'd just like to say thanks to our tournament organizer, Macobra, the people at speedgaming.org, Twitch TV, who give us the facilities to do this, and of course our Fred Coughlin, who develops the randomizer. And thank my partner here, Loss. It's great working with you.
Great working with you too, Diesel Pilot, and I look forward to doing more matches with you next season.
Indeed. So from Twitch TV, this is Diesel Pilot. I'll be signing off. Have a good night. Save the friend.
I'm LOZ Cards Fan 23. Have a great and safe Easter holiday. We will see you again soon. Take care.